Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. So, given what's happening with Warner Media lately and Cartoon Network and all the jazz with HBO Max, I started to think, will Cartoon Network ever return to its former glory? Arguably, back in the early 2000s to the late 2000s, Cartoon Network was the definitive place to watch cartoons. There were so many fantastic shows on the network back at that time that are just today, I would consider those to be classics. You have Ed and Eddie, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Ben 10, just to name a few. And today, obviously, we see Cartoon Network barely has any original programs on. And what they did have that was fantastic is being moved to HBO Max. So will Cartoon Network ever return to its former glory? I've got to say, I really don't think so. I think Cartoon Network's peak was the mid 2000s, late 2000s, early 2000s, just that general period. I don't think we're ever going to hit that point again. I don't even know if we can come close to it. Honestly, the way it's looking right now, I don't even know if we can get the early 2010s. And, in a lot of people's minds, the early 2010s was, well, from let's say from 2010 to 2015, that was like the beginning of the downfall for Cartoon Network. But honestly, looking back at it, I really enjoyed what they had on the network back then. The early 2010s is when Regular Show came out, Adventure Time came out, Gumball, Steven Universe, Ben 10 was having Ultimate Alien, and then 2012 was the beginning of Omniverse, which was, as we all know, the beginning of the end of the original Ben 10 timeline before the reboot. So honestly, when I look back at the early 2010s, I don't think it's that bad. I actually think they had some good shows on at the time, just compared to where we were in the early 2000s, mid 2000s now. But it wasn't bad. But can Cartoon Network even hit that point again? And honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. Just looking at the landscape right now, all their good shows are being moved to HBO Max. I mean, sure, there's still some good shows on the network, but how long will they be there for? How long is it until Craig of the Creek is moved to HBO Max? How long is it going to be until we actually get a new original series that actually becomes worldwide a phenomenon again, like Ben 10 did back in the mid 2000s? I just don't see these things happening again, given what's been happening with the whole streaming landscape in HBO Max. If this was, say, Disney Channel, I'd be like, okay, I could see them like reclaiming themselves in the future, even Nickelodeon. But just the way that Warner Media is being handled since the AT&T Time Warner merger, I just don't see Cartoon Network ever returning to its former glory. And honestly, it's really a shame. Earlier today, I was watching some live Cartoon Network, and they had reruns of The Amazing World of Gumball Season 1 back from 2011. And that's what made me think of this video. I'm like, you know what? I really enjoyed watching this show back when it came out. Will we ever get something like this again on Cartoon Network in the future? And I honestly don't see it happening. I don't see Cartoon Network ever airing the amount of shows that it used to air all those years ago. We have 5 shows right now, and the number is only going to become slimmer as time moves on, given that all these shows are being moved to HBO Max. Anyways, let me know if you think Cartoon Network can ever return to its former glory in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.